winning year 2000 Y2K engagement I could find in the U.S. with a Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company headquartered in Akron, Ohio. It was a huge contract, over $130 million US dollars, and I ran a major portion of it that included the largest plants throughout the United States. I followed this with a contract in Melbourne and Sydney, Australia that included a seminar I developed and presented titled How to Implement an E Strategy that delivered real-life strategies and the pitfalls of E strategy implementation for this organization whose members are contact center managers and team leaders. The seminar included web integration techniques and department organization strategies. I then had the good fortune to work with General Motors, mentoring their project managers in Singapore and Tokyo, Japan, as well as Detroit, Michigan in the U.S. I followed this with management of IT projects for Toyota Financial Systems in Torrance, California in the U.S., then Royal Dutch Shell in Houston, Texas, and American Honda Motor Company also in Torrance in the U.S. I was ready, I thought, to semi-retire, so with my wife, designed and built a vacation house in Tagaytay in the Philippines. It has since turned out to be a delightful place to live. I started to write a book and then returned to the U.S. for a while to help a client recover a mission-critical information technology. After that brief hiatus, I finished writing and published the book and decided to continue my speaking and senior leadership history. That's why I'm here today telling you stories. Well, that's who I've been, who I am now, and an abbreviated version of how I got to where I am now. I hope the stories help you as you take a hard look at your own career and how you intend to move forward. Here are some ideas for you that might help. First, write down who you think you are, and make it in the form of what we consultants often call an elevator speech. That's a soundbite about who you are that you can give to someone in a short ride in an elevator. We consultants use it hoping to find some new business. You can use it to get recognized in your own organization, and it will certainly come in handy if you're looking around for a position in a new organization. Second, ask your colleagues to verify what you've written. You might be surprised to find out you project yourself to be very different from who you think you are. Third, now, write down who you want to be next. And finally, also write down a plan and timetable to become this next you. Now, before I finish, here's the story I promised you earlier. It's a story about one of my favorite clients, Ed. The story is titled You Forgot Who You Are, and it's taken from my book, And Then There Were Stories, Lessons from a Lifetime of Leadership, available on Amazon.com in print and electronic Kindle editions. Ed drove a huge Cadillac Eldorado convertible with a set of long wheels as a hood opener and a horn that played The Eyes of Texas Are Upon You when he blew it. Instead of a coffee table in his office, he had a roulette wheel covered with glass, and he'd take off the glass and challenge his visitors to gamble with him, and he'd almost always win. He was short by U.S. standards, not quite 5 feet tall, about 1.5 meters. He was one of those people that are really larger than life. When I met Ed, he just moved to Southern California from Houston, Texas, in the U.S. I was consulting for a mortgage company. It was in the mid-1980s in the U.S., and the industry in the end, decided it was best to acquire a real estate franchise which would provide them an automatic source of new customers. It was at the time that the real estate franchise business was just starting to boom, so they felt they were getting in on the ground floor of something. Unfortunately, they were in too much of a hurry, and the company they bought contained a host of problems, including the president who'd used every shady trick in the book to build his company. After not too long a time, they fired the president and went on a nationwide search for a new one. They enlisted a premier search agency to find their new president, and the agency had managed to discover Ed. Ed had built up a successful real estate business in St. Louis, Missouri, in the Midwest in the U.S., and sold it to the most successful of the large real estate franchising companies. As you'll soon see, in addition to the money he got for selling the business, he got some of the best advice he ever received. Shortly after he sold his business, Ed started having trouble selling real estate. It was a real problem for Ed, not only for his ego, but also because a large part of his profit in the sale of his business was based upon a complicated formula of how much new business he was able to bring in for the first 3 years after the sale. Gil, the chairman of the real estate franchising business, flew in to meet with Ed. It was certainly not a social call. Gil spent 3 full days with Ed, first reviewing all of his plans, and then attending sales meetings and working with Ed and individual salespeople as they tried to revive the business. I've got some other stories about stress, but trust me, no matter how much stress you think you've been under any time in your life, it's nothing compared to what happened to Ed. He spent several 16 to 18-hour days of pure misery. Gil was not only relentless, he was obnoxious. He told Ed he couldn't believe how bad he was. He threatened to sue Ed and not only take away all the money he'd already given him for his business, but to add millions to the lawsuit for false representation. At the end of the long third day, Gil said to Ed, "What's the most expensive restaurant in town?" "The dining room at the Ritz-Carlton," Ed replied immediately. "It's where I used to take all of my good clients to celebrate. My wife and I stayed there years ago on our honeymoon. Make us a reservation for dinner tonight, Gil ordered. Call your wife, tell her to join us there. I've got some things to say, and I want her to hear them as well." Ed did as he was told and warned his wife, who'd already heard the stories of what had been transpiring the last few days, to expect the worst. Ed and his wife met Gil at the Ritz-Carlton and held their breath, waiting for another tirade from Gil, but instead he was charming. He ordered champagne and caviar and told stories of how he'd built up his real estate franchising business. Then he paused and said, "But enough about me. That's not why I invited you here." Ed and his wife thought, boy, this was it. Now the axe will drop and we'll find out how much trouble we're really in. But instead, Gil said, "Ed, you build up one of the most successful real estate businesses in the country. That's why I bought it. In the process, I'm sure you faced some unbelievably tough situations. What you're facing now is just another tough situation. What happened to you is you forgot who you are. So I booked the presidential suite here for you and your wife at my expense. Treat it like a second honeymoon. There's only one thing I want you to promise me. Reminisce together about how you built your business. Remember the tough times and how you were able to get around them. I don't want to see